Your Royal Highness, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to start by sharing with you something that I picked up on equine flu last night on social media, and Richard hopefully will be able to corroborate it later on today. It transpires that mares who are suffering from the flu virus are able to race straight away, whereas stallions and geldings have to have 2 weeks box rest, soaked hay, and lots of sympathy. Putting that aside, what do we want? So as an industry, we might all like to have Eclipse there, top right, but we probably, in the bigger picture, want to see a healthy national herd. And that means we need that herd to be protected from disease, and in order to do that, we need a good disease surveillance program, and we need to be able to respond to that disease surveillance program quickly and efficiently when we detect disease. We also want good welfare, and from the veterinary or animal health perspective, we need access to a wide range of medical products, and we need those products to be safe. And we need access to a wide body of real, genuine, evidence-based research so that we can base our treatments on good knowledge and on good medicines. We also want access to great vets, and I'm obviously biased, but I think it's generally recognised that here in the UK we're really lucky to have some of the best equine vets that are available around the world. What do those vets want? Well, despite this 80s equine vet who appears to require 4 bottles of claret whenever she attends a case, we've moved on as a profession. So we want to be able to focus on the patient. And we want to minimise the time we're spending on paperwork. No one went to vet school to do paperwork. We all went to vet school to focus on the animals. And we want to be able to provide the best treatment that's available. So we need freedom to be able to do that. We clearly want to avoid breaking rules and regulations. And we need access to medical records, good quality medical records, and those will give us the opportunity to create good research and good knowledge on which to base our treatment decisions. What does government want? Well, government wants safe food and good welfare. So that means no contaminated meats entering the food chain. It means all horses need to be identified, and that 47% is obviously wrong. Stuart's now down to 45% of horses that are currently microchipped. So we need all horses to be microchipped. We need the medicines that are applied to those horses correctly recorded, and we need the data, relevant data, easy to access. We also need compliance, so we all need to buy into this. We need the rules to be simple and understandable. We need the outcomes to be beneficial, so we need to know that we're complying, but there is a reason for us complying, and it may be the bigger picture of greater horse health. We also would appreciate a low cost, and that's a low cost not only in terms of our money spent, but in terms of the time that it takes us to comply with the regulations. Fortunately, Stuart and the Equine Register seem to be putting in place some technology which has the potential to provide that for us, which is fantastic. Patient side, the technology will potentially allow us to, once we've identified the horse, find out whether it's correctly registered or not, correctly registered to the right person, with the right microchip number or a microchip number. It will allow us to know what the food chain status of that animal is, whether it's signed out of the food chain or not, and to notify an impending change of food chain status. That, therefore, will allow us to choose the best medicines for that particular horse standing in front of us, and it will avoid us wasting time searching for passports, breaking the law by prescribing inappropriate medicines, and avoiding at least some of the dreaded paperwork. But it's not just the individual horse that's going to make a difference to. It's going to make a difference to how we address the whole national herd. So in the face of disease outbreaks like the flu, we'll be able to locate horses potentially. We'll be able to communicate with keepers, or the authorities will be able to communicate directly with the keepers of those horses. And importantly, communicate the right picture, the accurate picture, and keep that message consistent across the authorities. And I think the flu outbreak has been a great example of where it started. There was a lot of misinformation available on social media. We've actually managed now as an industry to tighten that up and provide consistent messages from all the authorities, which has given the industry the confidence to move forward. What about the future? Well, this technology has the potential to allow us to trace movements, as Stuart said. That in turn will help us control disease outbreaks. We'll be able to store medical records, and that will allow accurate information to be recorded, to be accessible through the years, And that will in turn enable us to have a massive amount of data which we can research. So it will improve our evidence-based medicine, and it will improve, therefore, our actions as vets, and it will improve the health of the national herd. Click. So, in summary, what does the Central Equine Database and the Equine Register provide? Well, massive potential, I think, but it needs to be easy to use, and it needs to be useful for us. And the veterinary application, we're going into beta testing with Stuart sometime in the next quarter, so there will be the opportunity for it to be used in wet yards on a cold, damp evening. That will find out whether it really works or not. And we need to adopt it. Both we need to adopt it as a veterinary profession to buy into it, but actually all of us as an industry need to adopt this technology. It's going to add an layer of complication to us, but for the benefit of the equine herd at large, it could be a huge step forward for us. Thank you.